Yes, this does sound like a very boring topic, but it's so important. Ensuring that you get a good structure in place when naming your campaigns can be the difference between you succeeding and making your campaigns work and not. This is really, really important to have in place. And we know whenever we have a new account that we're about to audit, just by looking at the way they structure their campaigns, give us a really good insight into the type of person we'll be working with. Having good structure in place is going to set you up with a strong foundation and is going to be really important. And this presentation is going to show you, okay, why it's important to have sponsored product campaign named well and structured, and also how to do it. And I'm going to give you some practical examples of how we do it as an agency, so you can take away parts that you like and implement it into your campaigns. So let's get going. Okay, so we're going to focus within this presentation on just sponsored product campaigns. So we're not going to look at sponsored brands. We're not going to look at display ads. We're just going to look at sponsored products. And you can see here straight away when we break down sponsored products, just to give you a visual idea of what it looks like. You can see all of the different possibilities of campaigns that you can run within sponsored products. And this is could be just for one ASIN, right? So there's a whole range of different campaigns you can have. And there's a few reasons why it's important to have this naming convention. So, firstly, it's going to allow you to create simple filters within Campaign Manager. So you can instantly see, okay, this is how my keyword targeting campaigns are running for these particular ASINs. This is how my product targeting campaigns are going. This is how my category targeting has been going. I've noticed that category targeting campaigns for some reason have increased in sales or received far more volume recently. Is Amazon doing something within their backend that's just given more exposure to this type of ad type? You wouldn't know unless you have this structured well. You wouldn't be able to see that at a glance. So that's the first thing. It's going to give you really simple ways to kind of just filter through and find out how your campaigns are performing. And then the second thing is goals. You don't want to be clicking into every one of your campaigns to understand, okay, is this campaign auto targeting? Is it keyword targeting? Are we targeting phrase match? Are we targeting broad match keywords? You want to be able to understand all of this information, looking at it right on the top level. So looking at top level, you should be able to see, okay, all this information that you need. So that's something else to bear in mind. So what's the goal of the campaign? Knowing that straight away from the top end of top level. So that's the second thing. Um, and then the third thing is when downloading these reports, you want to be able to create filters and understand, okay, on a campaign level, um, uh, which campaigns are performing in a certain way. So it gives you the ability to kind of again very quickly find out how each of these campaigns are performing. So there is something else to bear in mind. So when you go into Campaign Manager and you go into Filter By, you can already do filters by manual and automatic campaigns, and you can also filter by sponsored products. So having manual automatic within the naming convention, you can do that, but you don't necessarily need to. But it's in there just in case. But our account managers they do, but I've always argued, do you really need to? But so that you do have that in place. So yeah, so naming conventions. What do you use? So within sponsored products, you can use SP, auto, and manual. You can be kind of used to differentiate between the types of campaigns, and then within each one, you can have um, um, keyword targeting, cat, pat, campaign. So cat as in category targeting, pat as in product ASIN targeting. And then you got the different like match types. So again, like I mentioned in the previous video, it's really important that you do segment the different match types within different campaigns, just so you can measure them well. So the first stage is make sure that they're structured well. Second stage is actually name the campaign so you can understand, okay, what each of these campaign types are. And so that's that in terms of naming convention. So this is just a very basic skeleton of what you can do. So there's a lot more stuff that you could be adding. So are you pushing hard top of search placements? If you're pushing top of search placements high, then you might want to have certain campaigns with top of search percentage increase within those campaigns. Depends on what the strategy you use, but this is just a kind of a general basic framework. And this is some of the naming structure that we have in place. So I've just jotted a few down. So if you've got an offensive campaign, defensive campaign in terms of strategy, single keyword targeting. So if you're trying to rank organically for certain terms, you might want to have that labeled. Harvesting campaigns. So this could be broad match terms that are just trying to find different terms, or auto campaigns to find different terms that you can potentially be targeting. And even category targeting as well. It could be come on a harvest, or it could be terms that are just very vague that could potentially be generating those sales. So these are the different naming conventions that we have in place, and you can feel free to take any of these, use them within your campaigns. And just to give you an example of what we tend to do, so whenever we manage any account, we always put CA as in clear ads, our company name, and we do ensure we have that in place just because we do want to also understand, okay, how do our campaigns compare to what's already been in there? So big no is to start naming all the old campaigns CA, or all the old campaigns whatever your company is or agency is, because you want to be able to see the difference in performance, right? So if you then decide to work with another agency, that you want to be able to see, okay, straight away, okay, how does that agency's campaigns compare to what we have going? Is there duplicates? Is there mismatch? You have to look at all of this stuff. So that's the first thing is the company name, and the second thing is ASIN. So you want to be able to go, right, okay, here's the particular ASIN that this campaign is associated with, and that's why it's really important to make sure you have that one ASIN within a campaign, because if you have that one ASIN, you can actually monitor its performance across scale on a high level and find out very quickly how it's doing. You can obviously do portfolio. You can also use portfolio, but there's way more you can do with portfolios if you actually just put ASIN into the campaigns, because you can get that information here, and you don't want to use portfolios really for that. I'll go into that in a later video, but then you have the product name. So this is also really important because an ASIN is just a bunch of numbers, especially if you have someone new starting within your company, or you have a new agency that's going to start working in your account. They want to be able to quickly identify what is that product name. You don't have to put the entire description of the title, but given some kind of hint as to what that product is can be really useful. As well as that, then you can go on to go, right, is it keyword targeting, single keyword targeting, and you can have manual in there, you can have auto in there, but you're not going to have an auto campaign with keyword target anyway. So that's something else to bear in mind. But this is kind of giving you a good idea of the type of terms that we would target. And there's obviously way more that you can do with this, and there's way more that we do with it. But I wanted to keep this straightforward so you have a good place to start when you're thinking about how to name your campaigns, because the moment you do this, it then becomes less of a mess, and just you have so much more insights and clarity to make those changes that are required. Because at certain times there may be certain parts of your campaign that start to do really well or really badly. If they start to do really well and you can pick them up quickly, you can then adjust your budgets accordingly to ensure you get maximum reach. If there's certain ASINs, for example, that then start to decline in performance, you can instantly see by doing that quick ASIN search which part, which campaign, which ASINs are doing badly, and then you can start to take campaign budgets down, reduce campaign budgets down, minimize waste, for you to then have a look and take a deeper dive into whether it's something to do with your listing or the competitors around you. So I can't stress enough how important it is to make sure you have some form of naming convention in place, not only for yourself and for you to be able to navigate your account, but also for others that work around you. So feel free to reach out to us if you want some support with this. We'll be very, very happy to help. Uh, we're also very happy to do an audit. We can bypass all of this and figure out what's working and what's not very quickly within the structure and templates that we have in place. So we would be more than happy to give you an audit if required. So you can scan the QR code just to my right here, or you can click on the link below and go to our website and get an audit, or you can join our community that we've created. And this is made up of our biggest brands that we work with, and also a lot of friends in the industry who are thought leaders within that e-commerce space. You can join, get questions answered, also take advantage of the resources that we shared just within school. Anyway, hope you find this useful. Take care. Goodbye.